It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today as we finish out another week on the channel. It's a Friday and we're making it a good one, y'all. It's a masterpiece Friday. I got my Queen jacket on. That can mean only one thing. We're going back to music by Queen, and I am happy that you are here. We have reviewed several songs by Queen here on the channel. Most recently, we took a look at Don't Stop Me Now. That was episode 609. We listened to Somebody to Love in episode 551. And we've done several things by Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody, their Live Aid concert, the list goes on and on. But today, I have a very special reason for wanting to go back and listen to music by Queen. Today is November 24th, 2023. And this is the 32nd anniversary of Freddie's death. And, you know, his legacy still burns bright. And the legacy of him and the band, they're still very important in the music world, in society. And he was only 45. Freddie was only 45 when he passed away. The official cause of death was bronchial pneumonia brought on by his having the HIV virus. But you know, his music continues to spark great emotions and to really reach us. And Queen is still doing their thing after all of these years. So to honor Freddie and Queen today, we are listening to side 2 of Queen 2. So this is going to be the black side. That album was a white side and a black side. So we're going to the black side specifically because that side has a bunch of Freddie Mercury songs written by Freddie. And so I thought, yeah, let's go and listen to the Queen 2, side 2. It's going to be great. I have only heard the March of the Black Queen previously. And it's been, I think, over 2 years since I did a reaction to it. So coming back to this in the context of this album side will be a great refresher for me. This album is known as one of Queen's heavier albums musically. And while not a concept album, it does have some loose thematic tie-ins. On side 1, the white side, that's got songs by Brian May and a song by a song by Roger Taylor. And these songs have an emotional appeal that's rooted in the world around us. These emotional songs that are focused in the rational world, the real world. Once we turn the album over and we get to the black side, with all of these songs by Freddie, we've got songs that are more centered on darker themes and fantasy worlds. So we are sort of suspending reality for a bit and going into the mind of Freddie, and it's going to be a fun trip. We've got Ogre Battle, The Fairy Feller's Master Stroke, Nevermore, The March of the Black Queen, Funny How Love Is, and Seven Seas of Rhye. And like I said, I've only heard The March of the Black Queen before, so I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of this. We've got Freddie on lead and backing vocals. He's on the piano. He's also on the harpsichord, and he is also the songwriter of all of these tunes. Brian May is on the guitars, John Deacon is on the bass, and Roger Taylor is on the drums and percussion and backing vocals. For our time today, y'all, I am making use of the lyric videos that are available for these songs from Queen's YouTube channel itself. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Up first is going to be Ogre Battle. This is one of their heavier tunes as I read in. It was written in 1971, a few years earlier, and it had been in their set list for a while before they went to record it. And apparently what we're going to hear is the beginning of the song is actually the ending of the song played in reversed. So we're going to get retrograde as we start out here. That should be fun. Here is Ogre Battle from Queen. Off we go. Ogre Battle. Okay. Something's happening, but it's really slow. retrograde. You can really tell by the reverse symbols. Is the sign.
Come tonight. Come to the ogre site.
Come to the ogre site. Battle. That sounds like a 5.
He gives a great big cry, and he can swallow up the ocean. With a mighty tiny catches flies in the palm of a hand, incredible sight. One great big eye.
I love his imagination. Now the battle is on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come tonight. Come to the ogre site. Come to Ogre
Woo! Still sounds like a 4 chord in that context as I go back to A. Went up a step from where we were. That's a minor third from where we were. Sounds like the ogre might be winning. Woo! The great big fight is over. That's a 1A. There's what looks like the white side, maybe, from the lyric video. Amazing. I almost want to listen to it again to hear that ending, to see what they did with the beginning. Amazing stuff. Really fun to start off with. So next up is the Freddie Feller's Master Stroke. And on the actual album, these, I think, segue from one into the other. Freddie was inspired here by a painting by a guy named Richard Dadd, D-A-D-D. And the name of the painting was also called the Freddie Feller's Master Stroke. And this guy, Richard Dadd, also wrote an accompanying poem to this that Freddie drew inspiration from. Apparently, in both the painting and the poem, there's references to English folklore and Shakespearean stories, and so there's a lot of hidden meaning in this. I'm going to show you what the painting looks like here. It's really fascinating. As I look at it, it's really busy, and there's a lot in there. If you like zoom in and take a look at each portion of this stuff, there's like multiple scenes of stuff going on. It's really interesting. And Dadd is an interesting figure. I didn't read a whole lot about him, but apparently he painted this while he was in an asylum. And he was in an asylum because he had killed his father. And apparently he struggled with mental illness most of his life and was in asylums for the majority of his adult life. And I think he had taken up painting as a therapeutic activity, and he ended up painting this while he was locked away from society. Really interesting. So I am curious to see what this sounds like. Freddie is on the harpsichord here as well as on the piano. So let's see what this one is all about. It is the Fairy Fellers Masterstroke. Off we go. Slide whistle. Yeah, they've got some of the painting right in here. So plowman, wagoner wheel, the politician, the senatorial pipe, all of these are people that are, I think, in the poem by name. There's a thief and a dragonfly trumpeter. There's so much going on in this music. Whoa! This is amazing. The overdub vocals are astounding how well they've got that dialed in. So entertaining. Woo! Go bass. I think they landed in F. Now they're in D. And that's going to transition directly into Nevermore. This is fun, friends. Let's get to it. Nevermore. So in this one, Freddie is writing about heartbreak. And as I read, it's a relatively short ballad. Freddie does all of the vocal parts here, as well as play the piano. So let's see what this one has in store from us. Nevermore from Queen. Here we go. Yeah, so that connects directly with what we just heard. F, down to D, C, D flat, 1,
Listen to the breeze, whisper to me, please don't send me to the
5 of 5, 5, 1, F.
Even the valleys below, where the rays of the sun were so warm and tender, now haven't anything to grow. Can't you see? Why did you have to leave me? Why did you deceive me? Send me to the path of Nevermore. When you say you didn't love me
There's a new
anymore.
5 to a new. Woo! Even the valleys below where the rays of sun were so warm and tender now haven't anything to grow. Can't you see, why did you have to leave me? Why did you deceive me? Send me to the path of nevermore when you say you didn't love me. Such a bit of heartbreak for such a beautiful song. I love it. I love it. This is fun. Y'all, off we go to the next one. This is the March of the Black Queen, the one that I have heard before, but it's been quite a long time since I have heard it. Freddie had been working on this since before the band Queen formed. He was working on it in a prior time, and it's considered one of the band's precursors to Bohemian Rhapsody, right? Along with My Fairy King from their first album. This is described as a complicated and kind of sprawling track that allows the band to show their singular style and their aesthetic. So let's take a listen to the March of the Black Queen from Queen. Off we go. March of the Black Queen. Sounds like a suspended B, which should be a 5 to E. Not quite yet. Still a B in the bass. There they go.
Why don't you mean it? Why do I follow you? And where do you go?
Whoa! That's a B7. Chromatic third.
Like going up to heaven and then coming back alive. Let me tell you all about it. So allow it. Give me a little time to choose. What a baby singing in a little pretty line. Those animal kiss, bringing the dead and here comes the Black Queen, walking in the fire. Fight for the Black Queen, marching single file. Take this, take that, bring them down to size.
The new fight.
Put him in the cellar with the nutty bar. A little nigga sugar than a rubber dubber, baby. That guy, every fingernail and toe, we've only begun. Make this, make that, keep making all that noise. Never get a belly full. You can be my sugar, baby. You can be my honey child.
They've done that before. Da-dum, da-dum. Chromatic third. It goes into a fast compound meter. I don't remember much of anything of this, y'all.
Voice from behind me reminds me that at your wings you are an angel. Remember to deliver with the speed of light. A little bit of love.
A little bit of love and joy. I can do that, Freddie. I can aspire to that.
Everything you do,
It's minor.
there's a will and a why and a wherefore. A little bit of love and joy in each and every soul.
They're all over different key areas here. It's nice to have the lyrics going by too. I have them here, but it's helpful to see them right where I'm looking, so I don't have to look in two different places. Sequential pattern there. Can't imagine how they had to build this. I think they're in A minor. Up a minor, third to C, back to A. Chromatics going down in the bass. Boils and she bakes and she never dots her I's. Nobody's perfect. It sounds a bit like the end of Bohemian Rhapsody too. Then 4-5-1. Five to 1 in E. But we're not done. And that's going to segue. It's going to cut off here, but it segues into Funny How Love Is. And I think I remember that when we did this back in the day, when I listened to the March of the Black Queen, we went ahead and listened to Funny How Love Is because they were connected. So I'm eager to hear this one again as well. It was rarely, if ever, performed live by them. So I'm eager to hear how this one comes back in. So let's take a look at Funny How Love Is from Queen. Here we go. So how will that segue? Okay, just like that. And I think it landed on C. Love is coming home in time for tea. Up by a half step. This is really high vocally. Tomorrow brings love in the shape of things. That's what love is. They got back to sea. Up a step. It's really vocally, I'm sure, demanding, especially to sing that full voice. other stuff. You can understand why this wasn't performed very often. It's really layered musically, and it's a short song, but it's really in a high range vocally. I wonder if that was just one that Freddie didn't want to sing very often. They went up that half step again. They keep going back and forth. I'm enjoying all of this, y'all. Funny how love is. Tomorrow comes, tomorrow brings love in the shape of things at any time, anywhere. If you got to make love, do it everywhere. We should take Freddie's advice. Spread love, friends, everywhere. We've got just one more. And it is a song called the Seven Seas of Rhye, R-H-Y-E. And this is one that apparently Freddie had been working on for several years. Rhye is a fantasy world that I believe Freddie created. So we're going deep into the magical mind of Freddie Mercury in this one. And I think, as I read in, this one was originally a shorter instrumental on their first album, and they used some of this in different ways throughout their career. But I've never heard it. So let's take a look at Seven Seas of Rhye, and this one finishes out the album. Let's take a look. Off we go. Woo! Get some performance footage here. That's a D. Re. Sol.
Hail me, you lords and lady preachers. I descend upon your earth from the skies. I command your very souls, you unbelievers. Bring before me what is mine, the Seven Seas of Rhye.
Bring before me what is mine, the Seven Seas of Rhye. I will destroy any man who dares abuse my trust. Oh, come on, I gotta get this out. Did they go? Wherever they went, they got back to where they were. Now defy the laws of nature, come out alive.
I'll take you to the Seven Seas of Rhye.
I'll wear the jacket. I don't know if I'll wear that tank top, y'all, or those pants that Freddie has on there. Huh. I read that that outro was a popular, or is a popular British folk song. but I don't know it. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. I do like to stroll upon the prom, where the where the brass band plays tiddly om pom pom. Fair enough, y'all. We've got our own weird folk songs in America. Y'all can have your own weird folk songs in Britain. That's fine. But what an interesting side of music. I don't know of any other band that has their range on at any given second in any given song, vocally, with the 3-part and more vocal harmonies that they are able to put forth, the way that they use the studio to layer all of these musical sounds and have them come out sounding coherent and interesting and entertaining. It's a marvel. It really, really is. And I know that this album, Queen 2, isn't one of their more commercially successful of their entire run, but it really is one that Queen fans, diehard Queen fans, really do cherish from what I have read. And, you know, as I think about it and what kind of music I've just heard, it's a daring album. Especially for a band's all-important sophomore follow-up. You know, you can come out with an initial thing and it may be like your best songs that you've ever written. You get one shot. You only get one shot at a second album, too. And that one normally is what secures, okay, this band is going to have some longevity or not. And they come out with this white side and dark side for these songs. I'll leave you with this, friends. I found a quote from Brian May. And this, he was being interviewed, I think, for the band's box set that they put out several years ago. And he was talking about this album. And he says, when Queen 2 came out, it did not connect with everyone. A lot of people thought that we had forsaken rock music. Really? They said, why don't you play things like Liar and Keep Yourself Alive? All we could say was, give it another listen. It's there. But it's all layered. It's a new approach. Nowadays, people say, why don't you play like you did when you did Queen 2? And he says, a lot of our close fans think that, and I still like that album a lot. It's not perfect, but it has the imperfections of youth and the excesses of youth. I think it was our biggest single step ever. So, yeah, I think Brian is talking about this in a similar way to what I thought about it. It's not perfect. It's got imperfections, but it's these guys in their youth taking a shot. And like, you know, let's just do it. We might have our cup running over, but it's going to be fine to have some excess in it. And I think they made a giant step forward in their evolution as a band with this album. I can't wait to listen to the white side. And I just have to say this before I end. I love having this jacket. It was sent to me by one of our Queen fans, and so every time I do a Queen reaction now, I wear it, and it's a fun thing to have in my closet. And I love wearing it because I just love Freddie's imagination, as well as his sheer vocal and musical ability. But he always seems to have something to say. Again, in his music, that's entertaining, it enthralls, and it really sounds unique. I can't get this sound anywhere else. I got to go to Queen to hear stuff that only Queen can do. And, yeah, I don't think I've heard any of the songs from the white side yet. So we will definitely circle back to that side of this album before too long. But I believe that's going to be all for today and all for this week. I thank you very much for being with me. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving weekend, and we will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Doug. Welcome to the Daily Doug.